and it is June 17th, 2026 at 7:59 p.m. Central Standard. How you doing, John?
I'm good, Jack. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I yeah, we've discussed a lot off camera or whatever you call this, off podcast. Where do you want to start? We got a lot we can just dive right into.
Um, I'm just looking at the numbers here on SpaceX. Um, $30 billion of debt, but $23 billion of cash. Um, or $15 billion of cash, depending on which chart I look at. But still $30 billion of debt. Cash flow last quarter was negative 9 billion. What was their earnings? Only negative 4 billion. Net margin was only negative 91%. For every dollar they took in revenue, they spent $10 for a 91% negative net margin. Um, the free float shares 79.5%. I heard something like they were only released like $77 billion worth of shares on this IPO, which
Yeah,
would be a much smaller free float than 80%. So it's not as bad as I thought, but um I mean overall the numbers aren't as bad as I thought, but it's still bad. Like it's still a decent amount of debt. But the worst thing is their earnings. Like their earnings are deeply negative, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, SpaceX is doing things that NASA can't do, and that's impressive.
yeah,
And
it really is. And I mean, look, I here's really like I was pretty much like I don't want anything to do with this, and I'm still not sure that I want anything to do with this yet. But uh, you know,
well, looking
Benjamin
at the,
Benjamin Cowan is all about it.
he's all about SpaceX, really.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen him talk about it yet.
Oh yeah. And not only that, he's like you can't bet against Elon Musk.
Oh, I wow, this might be the first time Benjamin Cohen's been wrong about anything. The high was 225. It's already down to 191, and I bet you it's going to go down more.
Yeah, 12% in the today.
Yeah, yeah, it's um, and I don't know what it's going to do, but like it's already a what two? How many trillion market cap? 2.5 trillion market cap. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, all it has to do is 2x from here up to $400 a share, and it'll be worth more than Nvidia. It'll be the biggest company. It doesn't even make money, dude. It's like all hype right now. And like, yes, they've got a great story. They've got great products, right? Like they got the satellite internet, that's great. They got reusable rockets that nobody else has, that's great. They can do things that NASA can't do, that's great. But Jack, can they make money?
Yeah, they're going to make a lot of money from the
They're going
government.
to make money, maybe if they can.
No, they're definitely going to.
I mean, they're not making money right now. They're
They
losing
are.
right now.
They are. They're just spending more of it.
That's my whole point, right? Profit, right? Like,
But
yeah,
that they don't need that right now. They've got cash. They don't. They don't need it. And they're in a growth mode.
they do have $15 billion of cash. It's a good cash question, but they have $30 billion of debt, and they don't have to repay the debt now. But the interest on $30 billion, the monthly payment. I mean, I would imagine the monthly payment on $30 billion of debt would be uh, at least 100 million a month. Like that's which isn't a big deal, but um, what is their hold on? What is their revenue per quarter? 5 billion. So yeah, they can. But the thing is, they're going to go further in debt. I mean, they're running. SpaceX is running like Uncle Sam, like just deep in debt, and getting deeper by the quarter. Now, can this all turn around? Yeah, it can. I don't know, dude. I mean, this screams. This is a classic crypto. That comes in starting out. with a high market cap, and it's not going to stay there. Like, and this is common for IPOs, like hyped up IPOs. They come in at at a high valuation to start with, 1.75 trillion in SpaceX's case, which is very high, and putting it into the top 10 or 20 assets in the world, and then they only went up. They almost 2x. They went from 130, I think, was the opening price to or 150 maybe.
Yeah, 150.
I think the IPO price is 135. But either way, it went to
I mean,
225.
at least on this chart here, it's
Didn't quite double, but it went up a lot in the last few days, and which to me it was already overvalued, and then to almost double from there, like, I mean, this is a lot of IPO charts look exactly like this. Like, they go up for the first few days as the hype hits the streets, and then they go down and down and down and down for like a couple of years, and then it goes down like 90%, and then it kind of bottoms out for a while. It finds like a price bottom and hangs out there for a while, and then the company starts making money a few years later, and then it goes on its merry way. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen to SpaceX. I mean, if I had bought a bunch of SpaceX pre-IPO, I would have been definitely looking to sell around here. Where if I didn't sell day one, if I thought it would go up, which it did, I think. I mean, it's just there's no room for it to go up anymore. Like, at some point, it just gets a little ridiculous. Is all I'm saying. Like,
I mean, people have been saying that for AI stocks this whole time.
yes, and they're not specifying which AI stocks they're talking about.
But
All they know is
this
that
is but this is
all,
just another one of those.
all they know is that they're sidelined, and they're upset about that. I invest in like 25 different AI stocks, 24. I'd have to count them, and every single one of them turns a profit, Jack. Every company I'm invested in makes profit, not just revenue, profit. They take in more money than they spend. They have low debt.
That's great, dude. I mean, I'm not that's awesome. That
Yeah,
is. I don't care though. Like that we're not talking about that. Like
what
we're
do
talking about
what do you care about, Jack?
SpaceX. Like we're
Right.
talking about SpaceX.
What about
So,
space do you care about?
well, it's not the same as those other companies. Like it isn't. And like you, no matter how much you want to try to call it, like compare it to other, there's nothing else like it. Period.
Mhm.
Full stop. No,
True.
nothing else that's capable of doing what it can do.
I
No,
agree.
but no other company that's doing what it's doing. And you're right, it's not making more money than it's spending right now, but that's because it's got bigger goals, larger ambitions, and a higher market to capture, according to the people that. And I'm not even saying this isn't my argument, right? I'm just like playing the counter to your clearly bearishness on it, and I'm just kind of playing the devil's advocate and saying, well, look, there's a lot of reasons why a lot of people that are way smarter than I am think that you're wrong. Now they may not be smarter than you, but they're definitely smarter than me.
Oh, there's no shortage of people smarter than me, Jack. But the thing is, I agree with first of all, I agree with everything you said. And all I'm saying is that the current market capitalization of SpaceX is higher than it should be. And
Yeah,
what
I mean,
all I'm
that
saying is,
might be.
I think the price is going to go down. Do I think SpaceX is going to go bankrupt? No. Do I think SpaceX is an amazing company? It's doing things that no other company can do, just like you said? Yes. Am I waiting for the price to crash so I can buy the bottom and just buy a shitload of SpaceX at a super cheap price? Yes, that's what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Will I be able to do it? Well, apparently, according to smart people, no.
Well,
But
no, well, no, and that's not it either, right? Like like that's a difference between talking about the revenue that it's making, right? Like the argument with the revenue is that they are the spectacular thing that's doing things that are almost impossible. Okay,
mm-hmm.
and and so it's like, well, yeah, it's like, yeah, okay, you're not making enough money yet. Okay, but you're doing the impossible, so we're going to cut you some slack. We think you will be able to capture a lot more revenue from that later.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
sure. No, I agree with all that. That's why I'm waiting.
yeah. So
That's why,
so yeah, so that's different from, this. is a ridiculous, absurd thing. So, it's one of those things where it's like, you're right. It might be overvalued. It really might be. And I didn't buy any.
I
I
thought
what?
you had a bunch pre-IPO.
What's that?
I thought you had a bunch pre-IPO. Didn't you get
No,
some from your financial advisor?
no, 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 no. There was no SpaceX. No, there was a
An ETF that you invested in that had SpaceX in it.
yeah, there was a fund that I had some exposure for a little while in,
You didn't keep
but
that?
no, 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 did not. Moved out of that a while ago. But
Oh, I thought you made a killing on this thing.
well, I was up quite a bit, when I sold my shares. But
Oh shit, bro! I would have told you to hang on to that, and not sell
well,
IPO at least.
there was a lot of things that I wish that I could have held on to and not sold. But
It's like
lifestyle chips are lifestyle chips. You got to take them sometimes.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
And so, yeah, I mean, I have some what do you call it? Indirect exposure to SpaceX through a different company.
Well, I mean, we can buy the real thing now. I'm just waiting.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting for the price to come down, Jack. That's all I'm doing.
right.
I,
I
I'm
hear
I'm
you.
sidelined on SpaceX, and I'm not really salty about it because if I had bought SpaceX either pre-IPO or on day one, I would definitely be selling it right now. I mean, that looks like a top to me. I'm looking at the chart, looking at the daily chart of SpaceX.
Yeah, me too.
There's four candles,
Yep.
and I don't see your screen on Zoom, but
Oh,
I
yeah, let me.
I got my laptop here. I'm looking at it, and that third candle, that's a topping tail, and that fourth candle, that's a bearish engulfing, right? Like that, that's a top. Now, but and it's a lower low from day four. Day four has a lower low than day three. Um, but
Oops.
whatever. It just went from 150 to 225. So pulling back, it only pulled back. What percent is that pullback?
12%.
Yeah, like that's nothing. Like
Not
it's a
not to
small,
us.
right. Yeah, that's a small pullback, right? Like
It's
it would
not
be
it's
told
not
it
a
would be
small it's not a
right.
small pullback in the stock market, but
To me,
it
it would
is
be totally reasonable for it to go up some more from here. It absolutely could. Um, uh, all I'm saying is eventually it's going to come down, and I'm not buying it until it comes down. I'm just not. I'm restraining myself. Now,
cool.
do I think SpaceX is an amazing company? It's going to do amazing things, and it's probably going to make a lot of money in the future. Yeah, I think it will. It's just I think it's going to take a while for it to make that money. I think it's going to lose money for a little while longer. And when people
Yeah, I do too.
kind of get tired of it losing money and kind of give up, when the hype eventually, the hype is going to fade. Now it's going to
So,
in 3 days, probably not. It might be 3 months, might be 3 years, but eventually it'll fade and it'll start dropping down and it'll bear market, blah blah blah, and eventually it'll bottom out when everyone's like, SpaceX is stupid, space is stupid, I don't want anything to do with it, and the chart's all the way bottomed out and it's down to $100 billion market cap or something ridiculous where it's lost 95% of its value or whatever. And I don't know how low it's going to go. I'm just going to watch it and let the charts tell me how low it goes, and then I'll scoop it up.
yeah, and in fairness to the person I was quoting earlier, uh, the belief is that it doesn't matter, right? Like it might his take was it might go down, it might go up, I don't care. He was like, do you think that people that bought Microsoft on the day that it IPO'd cared whether or not it went up or down the first several days, months, or weeks before, you know, after they bought it? No, they don't care at all. They go, yeah, but look what happened to, 5 years, 5 years down the line. Like you wouldn't care about the daily price movements. And he says, so, he's like, frankly, I'm going to buy these and then never sell them. So I don't care about any, short-term price action.
But here's what I care about. Microsoft did not IPO in the top 10 of all stocks.
Sure.
And I do care about, if my goal is, if I care about, if I was this guy and I cared about SpaceX a lot and I wanted to make sure I owned a piece of SpaceX, everyone has a finite amount of money, unless this guy has got some kind of infinite money. I would rather get more shares for my money. Like maybe I only got $1,000 to invest in SpaceX. If I jam that $1,000 in right now, I'm not even getting 10 shares. I'm getting, about 5 shares. Okay, that's great. But if I wait a couple years and it drops down to $50, I might get 20 shares. Is that the right math? Yeah, that's the right math. $1,000, $50, 20 shares. So then I would have 4 times more SpaceX. What this guy is impatient.
Oh
Like
no, that's definitely not the case. Um,
it
so
just
the,
it's
this
the
guy
valuation is
this
funny.
guy, if he owns any at all, it was probably he probably was in before the IPO. And
Yeah,
so and
yeah, he's probably got a small cost basis. And,
he was like, I'm not gonna sell him. Like,
another argument against me, I can play devil's advocate against myself as well, is look at Tesla. Like,
right.
Tesla, Tesla started small, not big like SpaceX. It started small, but then they started making money and got real big. And then Elon Musk went full on right wing, and that turned off all the left wing environmentalists who were buying his cars, and so their sales went down. In fact, Tesla's earnings have gone down. Their profit margin has been going down. The profit margin's like 2% now, and their like total profit's been going down every quarter. It's not been going up; it's been going down. And but what about their stock price? It's still $400 a share. The highest it's ever been, I think, is 489 or something. And I sold a lot of Tesla right at the top, at 489. And I'm glad I did. And I'm still accumulating it as well. But not, I mean, it's just one of 20 some stocks. So I'm not accumulating. Like, I have way less Tesla than I used to have. Like, I first bought Tesla in 2020 at the COVID bottom, and I put 100% of my money into it. I had put all my eggs in the one Tesla basket and held it there for a year, 10x my money, and then moved into crypto. And then I bought some Tesla again when it was like $100, $200 around there after the splits, after all the forward splitting, the 5-to-1 and the 3-to-1 forward splits. Um, I bought in again, and when it came back down a little bit, and that was before Elon Musk went so far right wing and became unpopular. Um, Even with Elon Musk's unpopularity, and even with Tesla's car sales being down, the price of Tesla's still up. So it's very possible that the price of SpaceX stays up as well, even though SpaceX is losing money. Um, and if that's the case, that's fine. Like I'll buy it in 2 years at $200. It's just it can't go up much more. Tesla's not going up, right? It's just going sideways. Tesla's been going sideways since 2021. Um, let's see. Let me get a Tesla chart here for myself. Let's put on logarithmic. Yeah, since it topped in 2021. When it did that, it crashed hard. It went from 400 down to 100. So it had a 75% crash in 2022, but it's been in that 100 to 400 range for 5 years now. And it had a dip in April 2024 down to 138. That was not a good dip to buy, but still, it's in like the ballpark, right? Like it's not revisiting back down to $10 or anything like that. Like it's staying up there. Um,
Yeah, I'm looking at a monthly chart that looks like it goes up
yeah,
and
I'm
to the
looking at
right.
the chart. Yep. Yeah, yeah, for sure. And that's what I'm saying. Like Tesla's not making much money. I mean, what's their price to earnings ratio? Like 300?
I don't know.
I'm
It's
sorry, it's
pretty
only
high.
369. Price to earnings ratio is 369, bro. And it's not like they're going to make more money next quarter. They're going to make less money next quarter. Well, they might make more money next quarter than they did this quarter, but I mean, you can see their scroll on the bottom right of your screen. Go to the bottom. Move your mouse to the bottom right. Way to the right. Way to the right. That like box area where it says Tesla
What do you
396.
want me to click on?
I don't want you to click on anything. Just hover over that big price, that 396 price. Yeah, and then scroll down. There you go. So then you can scroll down a little more. You can see the earnings
Okay.
right there. You can mouse over the earnings, those green and red dots. So you see it's been going down, and it's supposed to go up a little bit next quarter. But that's not. I mean, 396 is like 10 times higher than it should be. And what people are pricing in is the robots, the cyber cabs, the energy storage, all that stuff. And same thing with SpaceX. Like SpaceX makes at least Tesla's turning a little bit of a profit. SpaceX is hitting a huge loss, but people are pricing in the future, rocket trips that are going to get charged. The internet, the satellite Starlink that more and more people in the world are going to be using. The data centers in space. Nobody wants a data center in their neighborhood, right? Sucking up electricity and making electricity more expensive for the area. If it's air cooled, then there's a bunch of noise pollution. If it's evaporative water cooled, there's a bunch of the water's gonna get sucked out of the ground. Um, Nobody wants that. But you put it in space, you don't have to worry about the water. You don't have to worry about the noise. You don't have to worry about the electricity. Like literally all the things that people are worried about is not really much of a worry. It's
Well, it's not quite that simple either, though. It's really challenging, and like people think, oh, it's cold in space, so we don't have to worry about our
well,
cooling.
the direct sunlight is hot.
But not only that, like radiation cooling takes a long time. So
Right, right.
in order to actually do that fast enough to run a data center of a certain size, I can't remember exactly what, but it's like, a small amount of compute by comparison to entire data center standards.
Okay.
And they're like, to cool this data center in space would require 1 square kilometer of like radiation tubing
Yeah, no, that
to
makes
to
sense.
move the heat off. And it's like, well, like, dude, have you looked at how much shit is in orbit?
Yes, that would be the one drawback is space junk, right? Like
Well, not only that, like
already littered.
there's just not a whole lot of room left. Like we're running out of room to put stuff in orbit.
Definitely, definitely, and that's people are mad at Elon Musk for putting up all those Starlink satellites
Hmm.
because it's interfering with observing the stars. And then yeah, and you put the data centers are going to be way bigger than the Starlink satellites.
Hmm.
And yeah, square kilometer, I have no doubt that's the truth. I mean, imagine the tubing that's in a data center on Earth.
Right.
Like, of course, it's going to have a
Like
lot of tubing.
the only yeah, well, it's more like it's a lot more is the point, right? Like it's
Right.
like you can put a whole data center in a heck of a lot less than a square kilometer
Earth.
on Earth, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, a square kilometer, dude?
Yeah, no, I mean, dude, data centers are big.
Yeah, they're nowhere near that size. They're not
Yeah,
even
they are, dude. They're like
okay.
500
Now
acres and
now we
shit.
gotta look.
They're big, dude. The average type in like
How big are data centers
I like how
in
we I,
kilometers?
I like how before this episode we're like, oh, we're gonna talk about Bitcoin, right? And we
Well, crypto
straight
chat,
SpaceX,
yeah.
just straight SpaceX the whole time. It's definitely a SpaceX episode now. What does it say?
Sectors expand several. Oh wow, yeah. Well, that's the campus in general, right? Like the whole campus. I was thinking of just the the
Yeah,
the
well, do you
the
think they
one
got a
building.
big courtyard with a bunch of trees? No, dude, it's just a big fucking building.
No, 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 it's not. That's what I'm saying.
100,000
It's
square
they're
feet.
they're they're talking about a campus,
Oh,
and
right
it's
there.
yeah,
Average
yeah.
right
No, no, yeah,
below that. Average data center, 100,000 square feet,
yeah. 100,000
9,000,
square feet.
approximately 10,000 square meters. So 10,000 square meters, that is a square kilometer. A thousand, in fact, that's 10 square kilometers.
Oh, 100,000 square feet.
Yeah, yeah, 9,000, but right below that says
No, no, I
9,000
can
square
see it.
meters.
Yeah.
Right, which,
I don't know that doesn't help me with my
right, but
understanding. So I'm not
a kilometer is a thousand meters.
so looking at those
Let me do
doesn't
some
help me.
a kilometer is a thousand meters.
John,
So,
that's okay.
what?
Like you don't need to explain it to me. I'll figure this out later. Like you
No, like,
trying to explain is not helping me understand the scale.
well, I'm telling you right now. So a square kilometer is a thousand times a thousand, which would be a million. So there'd be 1 million square meters would be a square kilometer. So this is 10,000. So you're right. You're right. The the data center in space would be 100 times larger than this data center that we're
Okay.
talking.
Yeah, this 100,000 square feet was throwing me off. I couldn't. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, I was
That's
just doing the math in meters because it's 1,000 meters per kilometer. So so a square kilometer would be 1,000 times 1,000. If it's because if it's a square, then each side is 1,000
right.
meters. So then 1,000 times 1,000 would be an area of 1,000,000 meters, million square meters. And so if the average data center is 10,000 square meters, that's 100 times smaller than 1,000,000 square meters.
So they're gonna take up a lot of space in
Yes,
space.
they're going to be 100 times larger than an average data center.
Yeah.
It's monstrous.
And there's just not a whole lot of room to do that if you have to. So they have to come up with other ways. That means you're reintroducing liquid cooling, and that's a whole set of challenges up in space.
Well, how do you do liquid cooling in space?
Right, exactly. I don't know. Like how else do you cool the thing down and have room? So this is the engineering challenge that they're facing. So it's like when they talk about putting data centers in space, it's like, yeah, eventually I think that we're going to get there, but
Also, how much does it cost to put the fucking thing up?
exactly.
Like, I know you got the reusable rockets, but if the thing is 100 times larger than a normal data center, how many rocket trips you got to make?
Well, think about it like this. It's the parts that are going to be taking up that square kilometer are going to be very thin and very delicate and intricate. So they'd be assembled up in space. They probably wouldn't weigh that much. It'd be like tubing that was just like there to push maybe maybe some sort of gas, like through
Right.
the system to like force the heat out away from the
Yeah,
compute,
that
and then
might
into
work.
those tubes you move them around through, that
Like air conditioning.
yeah, and it dissipates the heat out into space, but
You
you
still
have
need
enough
a large
tube.
radiator.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is this thing is the kind of the radiator. This all this tubing that takes up that square kilometer is the radiator.
Yes, yes, I agree. I
And so
understand.
it's like, man, it's like even if you do that, right? Like let's say that you're like, okay, well we figured out a good way, a cost-effective way to put it all together and send it up into space, and then we can assemble the whole thing out in space with a couple of robots or some astronauts or whatever, and we get the
Well,
thing constructed. Like one little meteor flying through the middle of that thing, your whole data center goes down because your
right,
tubing gets wrecked.
right. You gotta maintain it. You gotta repair it. You gotta upgrade it. Every few years, you gotta put in new GPUs. You
hmm
gotta right. A meteor hits it. You gotta fix that. You gotta maintain it. Make sure the tubing is holding the air pressure and all that shit. Like um, I mean, this would be expensive. All I'm saying is, eventually, space. I mean, I don't know. Maybe SpaceX just goes up only forever. I don't know. It's possible, and I just missed out. I
are you familiar with
don't think it's gonna happen.
have I talked to you about helium 3?
We've mentioned it, but we haven't really had a discussion about it.
It's just that helium 3 is it's the only thing that's commercially viable so far that we found in space that like justifies the cost of sending stuff up there.
Hmm.
Um, like people, what are we going to the moon for, right? Why are we going to the moon? Well, we want the water so that we can use it for making rocket fuel to go to Mars
Hmm.
or to go other places or to go wherever.
There is not water on the moon.
There is. There is.
What? There
Oh
is?
yeah, there's water on the moon. It's frozen and it's in the pits of eternal darkness. If you're not familiar with those,
I'm not.
you can read about those while you're reading about helium 3, which is in the first couple of meters of surface alginate or whatever, not alginate, regolith,
Moon dirt.
moon dirt. And so, anyways, so we're gonna get that. We're gonna go to the moon. We're gonna build bases on the southern pole of the moon because that's where the largest congestion points of ice are. So like, there's not any liquid water on the moon. Obviously, there's no atmosphere. There's no like ice caps that we can find. But what happens is that comets or meteors, they are carrying ice like as part of their makeup have struck the moon. over and over
Okay.
and over again for millennia.
Right.
And um, on the surface where the sun hits, that all just evaporates off and goes out in
Right.
space. But when it hits the southern pole, there are craters that are already in the moon from much, much larger impacts.
Okay.
And when those meteor and comet strikes hit those deep parts of the moon, all the ice that they're carrying hits and stays there. It's now trapped in the
It
gravity well of the
doesn't get
moon,
sun.
and they're called the pits of eternal darkness because they never get sunlight.
Oh, cool.
And so also here's where it gets real fun. On the rim of the craters that form these pits of eternal darkness are what they call the peaks of eternal sunshine,
Hmm.
where you get constant sunlight. So it's in these places that we're going to go build bases. We're going to use solar panels that will get constant sunlight to run for power, and we will mine the ice that is down in these pits of darkness for conversion into hydrogen and oxygen, which is rocket fuel. And once we can manufacture the rocket fuel off of Earth, like it becomes a whole lot more cost effective to send stuff around and to do stuff in space because you don't have to get it off the rock necessarily, right? Like you can bring it up a little bit at a time, if they're doing other things that you're already going to do, or you can just bring up a shitload of it all at once, and you don't have to have any fuel. You just have to have the gear that you're manufacturing.
Hmm.
So anyways, that's kind of the plan, and that's all well and good, right? Like, oh, that's all great, but like, who's going to pay for that? And why are we doing it? Why are we going to the moon? Is it because we want to plant a flag somewhere, or is it because we're going to make some money? Is there something there that we need? Like, what the fuck are we doing,
Data
man?
data centers on the moon.
Maybe data centers on the maybe like is that part of the plan? Like that might be,
Feels like
but
it'd
that's
be easier on the moon than just in orbit.
maybe. Again, you still got some of those same problems, but there you do have water, so you can do cooling. Maybe you can power them with the peaks of eternal sunshine, and cool them with the water from the pits of eternal darkness. Like there's all sorts of different things that you could come up with from that configuration. But it's like, okay, cool. So who's gonna go build those? And like where are they getting the funding to send rockets into space? Like
Yeah.
how is that even a thing? And there's where helium-3 comes in. Helium-3 is worth $20 million a kilogram.
Nice.
Like how much does a kilo of coke go for?
Last time I checked, like 10 grand, 20 grand. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So for the same quantity of helium-3 you can get 20 million, right? And so that becomes something that's worth going to get, right? And if we can just go scrape it out of the dirt and the moon, we now have the means to, because there's a huge need for helium-3. Like we can't get it very easily on Earth because the only way we get it now is through nuclear byproducts. So you got to be doing nuclear fission or something, and then you take some of the shit that falls off the atoms and you collect it and you put it in a tank. And after you do this, I don't know how many times, you come up with like a thimble full of the shit and you can go cool a supercomputer for a few hours.
Does the helium-3 get used up while it's cooling a supercomputer?
Yes, it does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is, and it once it escapes, once it's used, it go it it's helium is so light that it cannot be held
Flies
in by
away.
the atmosphere,
Yeah.
so it just flies out into space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a very
Well,
valuable
helium-3
substance.
is an isotope because helium normally is probably helium-2, which would be two protons. I imagine helium-3 has still has two protons, but has maybe an extra neutron or something.
Or an extra electron, maybe. I don't know. How it's been a long time since I was in chemistry, but and I didn't do that well in chemistry. But what I do know is that it's needed for all the future technology stuff, like a lot of it. And if we can't get it very easily or at all on Earth, and we can get it fairly easily off the moon, we just have to go get it. Well,
There's a
we now
buddy.
have the commercial means to go to the moon.
Yeah, yeah, no, I see that. There's a buddy of mine who is really amped up about this helium company that's gonna mine helium in
Up north.
up in Minnesota. Yeah,
There's a huge pocket of helium up there.
yeah. Um, and that's another one where I'm like, this company loses a lot of money, and oh, they're gonna start mining. That means they're gonna spend even more money. Like, I'm not buying this shit. He's like, dude, you're getting super cheap. I'm like, yeah, it's great, but uh, I don't know, man.
Well,
I,
that
I'm
and
I'm really excited about not losing money. Like, I
yeah.
feel like step one of investing is to respect your capital and not and be careful with it, not lose it. And then it's a matter of like, okay, how do I now that I've managed to not lose my capital, and and some people do that by, well, I'll just hold all my money in cash in a checking account, right? There's lots of people who are afraid to invest at all because they don't want to invest in something and lose their money, so they don't invest at all. And the problem with that is you're not preserving your capital by keeping it in dollars either because of inflation. You
Hmm.
have if you want to preserve your capital, you do have to invest in something.
Yep.
You can't leave it in dollars.
And you've got to make at least 14 or 15%.
Right. And so gold and the SP 500 are good, like treading water investments, I think. Um, and so then you're like, okay, but if I actually want to make some gains, I gotta go a little more risky. But like, I don't know, like for instance, SanDisk. Pull up a SanDisk chart.
All right, but we're getting kind of long in the tooth, so maybe this
Yeah,
is the last
this
chart we
will be the
want to
last
pull up.
chart. This will be
Okay.
the last chart. So this is my
What's the
argument.
ticker?
SNDK, I think.
SanDisk. Yep. Okay.
Like, look at that chart. That just IPO'd. When did that IPO? What's the first candle? What month is that?
Uh, it's before July. That's Monday, February 25th.
2025
Yeah.
or 2026?
2.5.
Okay, so that was a little over a year ago. What was the price? What
Um,
open at?
the open was 35.06.
Okay, so started at 35 bucks over a year ago. What's it at now? Almost 2,000.
Yep.
So it about 50x, more than 50x, about 60x in a year. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to invest in SpaceX and helium to make a big gain, right? And all SanDisk, they make flash memory drives. They broke off of Western Digital. They used to be part of Western Digital, which makes hard drives.
Oh, I'm familiar with both of these companies and what they make.
Okay, good.
I build computers for myself for fun.
Okay. Well, and all I'm saying is, like, why invest in like crazy helium mining companies or crazy space exploration companies when I can just invest in SanDisk? And
Yeah.
what's SanDisk's market cap after going up 60x? What's the price earnings ratio? Is it 3 million? Is it 300 like space or like Tesla is?
Um,
Scroll up a little bit on yeah, scroll up. Price does it show it? You might need to click more info.
where's more info?
I think you could just mouse through, maybe below that chart. No, go back up, go back up. Below the chart we were looking at before. Right there. Yeah, more info. And then click on overview on upper left. And then price earnings ratio 69. Right? Even after going up 60x, it still has a reasonable price earnings ratio of 69. Like, to me, that's a much better investment. Plus, you can see in the next quarter, it's going to go up, even the earnings or profits going to go up even more.
Expected to, yeah.
Like, and what's their debt? It's right there, 200 million. and they're sitting on $3.7 billion of cash. Like, I mean, I can't justify pulling money out of SanDisk to put it into helium or space when the space is overvalued and the helium is losing money and is going to cost more money to. I don't know, man. Like, there's companies that cure cancer, but they don't make money. I can't invest in them. They don't make money. Like, do I care about flash drives? No, but flash drives make money. AI needs
It's
flash drives.
yeah, it's part of the AI trade.
Yeah. All right, we can
Understood.
wrap it up there.
Yeah, we've been on for 40 minutes, so we should call it quits there. Enough
All
to
right.
talk about stocks and stuff. Back to crypto next week.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about Bitcoin someday
Someday, whenever Bitcoin wakes up, we'll talk about it again.
in October.
Yeah, I'll talk to you in October. All right, man. We'll talk to you soon.